Hey, are you a poet or a student of vocabulary? Do you have a reason why you actually need to know where the accent falls in a word? Well, you're in luck. That's what today's video is all about. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly Stevens. I am a teacher and author, and this is English Nerd. So I'm going to bring you 5 ways that you can determine the accent in a word. If you think about Shakespeare, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Or to be or not to be, that is the question. There is a beat to it that means that some syllables are accented and others are not. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? To be or not to be, that is the question. There's a heartbeat to it. Now, there are other variations of meter, which is that pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables, but today's goal is just to help you distinguish which syllables are stressed and which are not. So the first method is just brute memorization, looking it up in the dictionary or memorizing it yourself. In the high school where I teach, we do vocabulary every week, and the pronunciation section of the quizzes can only really be tested either verbally or by identifying which part of the word needs to be emphasized, and so you can just memorize it or look it up. If you look it up, the accent is the syllable that has a little accent mark next to it. I keep doing this. Number 2 is you break the word up into syllables, and then you imagine that you are whispering some of the syllables and shouting only one. So, for example, let's assume that the word is Canada. It has 3 syllables, right? Canada. Imagine that you shout that first syllable, Canada. That actually sounds like the word. If I said Canada, suddenly it doesn't sound like the word you're looking for, Canada. And so that is one way that you can hear, okay, the accented syllable is the first one. Number 3 is something that some students at my school do. It's not as foolproof, but you can do the jaw drop test. So your jaw usually drops a little further on the accented syllable than for the others. The reason that I caution against this one occasionally is that there are just some sounds that naturally drop your jaw lower than other sounds do, regardless of whether they are accented or not. So if you think about the word echoes, so ek goes further down, O's does not. Something like Stevens wouldn't work super well with that, so take it with a grain of salt. It can work in a pinch about 70 to 80% of the time. Number 4 is imagine that you're playing the drums and you have a beat that you're trying to stick with. How would the rhythm sound if you played this word on the drums? So going back to Canada, it would be pa pa pa. Right? Or Stevens, papa, Stevens, ta-ta, with a little bit more emphasis on that first beat. So if you're musically inclined, that can be a little bit easier for you. That is the stressed syllable. And then finally, my 5th method is imagine that you're texting somebody and you know that they mispronounce this word regularly, and you want to really emphasize exactly how this word ought to be pronounced. Which syllable, which letters would you put in all caps just to make your point? That is the accented syllable. So I hope this video was helpful to the poets and students out there who need this particular skill. I know some people can just hear it. I am lucky to be one of those, but I know that that is not everybody's story. And so I have racked my brain about how to teach this over the years, and I've come up with these 5, and they help the majority of people, so here's hoping they help you too. Make sure to like this video if you like it, subscribe for more English nerdy goodness, and I'll see you next time.